Welcome to Big Oz Explorers. We've been touring in a caravan for over a year now and have learnt a lot about how to manage in a tiny home while travelling around Australia. I'm Shan, and this is Chris, and our kids Jada and Jack. Follow our family and live van life through our eyes while we take you on the trip of a lifetime around Australia's hotspots. Click the subscribe button to join our adventure every Thursday and stay up to date with everything Big Oz.
So we've just pulled up to our next site. We've left Cygnet Bay and we're at Gumbanan or Gumbanan. It's spelt both ways, so I don't know which one's right. But,
one sign's one, one's the other.
But it's literally 7 minutes down the road from Cygnet Bay, so it's not far at all.
5.5 k's.
And there's a little dirt road in, probably about a k or two, and then you come into where we are now. So
I'd say Gumbanan and Cygnet Bay are the most easily accessible, and you could get in with two-wheel drive vehicles, no problem.
Yeah, and in the
out of everyone.
Well, the easiest, yeah, but doesn't mean the other ones are hard. They're just a longer track in.
Off-road.
And you got to drop your tyres and things like that. So these are the easiest, definitely the easiest. But yeah, just having a look around. We're just doing what we normally do now. We've got a bit of a routine now when we don't have power and we're relying on the sun. So we've got an app. What's the app called?
So this app is called Sky Guide. There's another version that you can get on Android as well, but I'll just put a link in the description. Read that link. That'll give you all the information you need. But pretty much what it does, we can use it at night to find stars, see the moon, read information about what's going on, meteors and that. But during the day I use it because it shows me the sun's path.
Yeah.
So I can see that it's going to set there, and then it's going to go over on a slight angle across us, and then, hang on, where is it? It's going to come up there, over the water actually.
So
cool.
Literally, it's going to go straight from there, right up and over. So it's like a perfect, like if we were to, we're just looking at this side here, if we were to park here, we're going to have pretty much sun all morning, all day, all afternoon, the whole day.
Yep.
Which is primo. So we base most of our sites when we're off grid on the sun, because obviously we need,
that's what you need,
solar to charge everything, and if we can get the best proper site for that, we got no dramas.
Then you don't need any generators and stuff.
No.
And there's a fire pit there, and there's also water. So
yeah,
it's a good site.
So no power, but water.
Yeah.
There are taps. I'm not sure how many are or how many sites have them, but we've only literally just got here. But if you just sneak through there, you can see how beautiful the water and how close we are to it. Made our decision. We're going to the very first one that we showed you.
Yeah. And we know there's water there.
Yeah, there's water there, which is really cool. Yeah. I haven't seen too many other taps around, but I haven't been looking too hard. No. So I'm not too sure about that. I'll show you this real quick. Because this is what, as you pull in, it's got this big sign here, sign in, so you can do your COVID. And it's got the old welcome to Gumbanan. And just, you got to call a number, let them know you're here, and then what, you're going to pay later or something?
Yeah, someone will come around later.
Yeah, gives you a little map there. Please camp within the red boundary lines. It's pretty self-explanatory, there's a fair bit there to choose from.
Mm.
But yeah, nice and easy. Look at this, I didn't even know this was here. Just as you pull up, like, that's where we wear the sign. There's like a little camp kitchen, I guess, in a sense. And there's a big old hose. That's a real big, long, thick one too.
That's a really long, decent.
Before you ask, I know what some people are going to say. Where's your filter?
And it's a garden hose.
And it's a garden hose. I don't have one on there because this hose is the next size up, so it's huge. But then in saying that, we've drank a lot of water since being up here to Debbia, and it's a lot of bore water, and it doesn't taste any different to anything else I've ever tried. It's actually pretty good quality water. Like I've tasted some bore water in my time, and there's some foul stuff out there.
Honestly, the town water we had at home was worse than the bore water here.
Yeah, literally, yeah. Like it's probably fresher out here than what we had back home in the bloody city. So. And
in saying that too, you know, like we've got the water hose, what do you call them, the drinking hoses and everything, and we do use them.
Oh, absolutely.
But I used to drink out of the hose as a kid, and I survived. So
that's childhood memories right there.
We'll be alright from one adventure with green hoses.
It's only for 4 days anyway. We're going to be draining the tanks when we get back to Broome and whatnot. So if we die in the next 4 days, we'll tell.
You'll know what it is. You miss out. I told you so.
Whew, tell you what, setting up is hot. So we're all set up now. Pretty happy with the little spot we've got. I'm just really hoping that we've just nailed it with the sun coming in, because we got this dirty big old tree here that can potentially shade us, but judging by where the shade is, it should just miss the van, or the top of the van anyway, and we should get pretty much the whole day out of there, hopefully. I've just noticed this little access track down here, little footpath, and it's, oh, not even 100 metres, probably 50 metres I reckon, just down to the water there. So I think we might go down for a bit of a nosy and explore, and I might find some good little fishing spots, hopefully, because I've been told the fishing up here is just next level. Like when we're at Cygnet Bay, I said the water is just so alive with fish and just everything. So I said if you get a line in up here, you're almost guaranteed a fish. So I'm bloody all over that. Try and make the most of that for sure. So it's probably a better view to show you exactly where we are. So it's pretty good, nice and open. Good for us in the sun. And then right here is a little footpath down to the water. And if you can see through the trees, the rocks there, that's pretty much where the water is. It's not far at all. So as you can tell, somebody woke up about a minute later, just before we left. So it was good timing on his part. He had a good half hour. His sleeps are getting really short. So, oh, I was wondering what that was on my arm. It was bloody big bit of grass. Yeah, look, the water. Normally after he wakes up, he's like super lazy, super needy. So we carry him everywhere for half an hour. I've been climbing all over these rocks, trying down and have a look at this water. So just in behind those mangroves is almost like a little beach. And then you got all this. You can see the tide still swirling around. The tides up here are just insane. After doing that tour out of Cygnet Bay, it just gives you a whole new perspective of how crazy it is. So I've just been sitting here having a few beers, letting the kids go run wild. The sun's just going down. It's like a really nice time in the afternoon right now. I don't know if you, well, the sun's pretty much almost gone, but the colours are popping. But I could just hear the kids carrying on over here, and I thought I'll just pop my head around the corner and have a look. Jack and Jada are pretty much red. Oh, here he comes. Look at this. Perfect timing. There you go, mate.
Look at his nappy.
Oh my goodness, mate.
Yeah, you're red.
Look at the colour.
Don't touch me.
You're a good red. Have you tanned,
Can I take
mate?
this off? Hang on. Hey?
He's tanned.
This is what he would look like if you... Hang on, let's see how wide his bum is.
Oh, it looks like he's wearing a bloody... What is it? Budgie smugglers.
Look at the nappy.
Oh, yeah. It looks like he's pooed.
Far out.
Well, there's a tap just over here, so I think we might give the kids a bit of a rinse before they go inside the caravan, just out the front here. This must have been a big washout or a causeway when it flooded last time. They put all this red dirt in here, and on the other side there where Jada was, it's just all sort of loose red dirt, and they're using it as a slide. So here he's back in. He's back into it. For a kid that used to hate getting dirty, he's come a long way in the last couple of, probably 3 or 4 weeks, I reckon. That's what it's all about, being kids. Getting dirty, coming home, having a shower, and watching a movie of an afternoon or a night. That's what it used to be like for us growing up. Too many kids are wrapped in bubble wrap these days, but I'm not going to go into that. This is what I think is kid friendly.
To have your junk out covered in red dirt.
This is Terry. He's a 4th generation Biddy man. So he's been living here his whole entire life and been shown so many different ways to live off the land. And it's been an incredible experience to be able to walk around with him and be shown all these techniques and skills that they've been taught. We even got to eat some fresh rock oysters. It's just, it's incredible the amount of information that comes out of the sort of the land around you. You have more of an appreciation. I highly recommend a tour like this. It's just incredible.
No one's home today. See? Yeah. Yep. So again.
One's a fighting claw and one's an eating claw.
So again, so you got your crusher and your cutter. Yeah. So when you're out collecting the mud crabs or any crab in general, just watch out for the crusher. Main thing you have to worry for is the cutter. Yeah. The crusher is pretty sluggy. Crusher, once you grab a hold of you, you're gonna bleed. Yeah. It'll shed blood straight away. So when I was a kid, that's where pretty much my grandmother and grandfather taught us, my sister and I, everything we know. So that's pretty much our little school area right just in here. Yeah. That's why I love coming back and just sitting in that little spot. Down here you find heaps of the little pink curry shells. That's what my daughter and I collect, yeah? So these ones just in here, you get those, heaps of those little curry shells. All different colors that you find through here as well. Occasionally we do get crocodiles that come in, but in that beach system in the far corner, and where that headland is, I'm gonna say there's about a 3.5, almost hitting 4 meters, that one. Yeah, so big boy, head on him, about yay big. Yeah, pretty big boy. So man, I'm gonna say today, heaps of crocodiles today. I can remember a kid growing up on site, we'd rarely see crocodiles. Whereas we go out today, go out spearfishing or out in the boat, we're definitely gonna see a croc.
Yeah. What do you think's changed there though?
Again, once killing stopped, I think back in the late 60s. Yeah, just come back in large numbers now. Especially today with young fellas, they want to get that special shot. Yeah. So today they want to feed them, bring them in so they can get that Instagram, that Facebook shot. So these shell mittens, where all the shells have been gathered together, are pretty much a guidebook in what's safe to eat. Yeah. So pretty much every shell species that you see here is still out in the water today. Yeah. So that's that periwinkle that we picked up. So old people would eat that one. The shell you got in your hand is the mulu, and that's a big mangrove snail, and we're gonna go and look at that one as well.
Oh wow.
So pretty much every shell that you see here is what's safe to eat.
So they've sat here and had a feed?
They sat here and had a feed, yeah. So pretty much our guidebook. So we don't want to go out there today and try to experiment eating different shellfish, because that experimentation has been done 30, 40,000 years ago. Yeah. As you know, in Australia, everything trying to kill us. Yeah, everything trying to kill us. So you have to be safe. Yeah. So that's the guidebook. But so now I'm going to take you guys just through here, and we're going to walk through that little mangrove system, and you'll feel that humidity in there. The temperature will just drop straight away. A lot cooler in there. But you see all the mangrove trees today just starting to fruit and flower. So again, that's indicated to the indigenous people up here, no hunting turtle, because we want that turtle to come in now, eat all this fruit and fatten up. Yeah? So just through here, guys, just watching you guys step as you're walking through as well. Just feel that temperature in here just drops right away. So this one here, mate, this is again, if you've done the pearl farm tour, this one come off that pink tartar family as well. So that's your pink tartar albina. But Biddy, we call them this one Lee. Lee, yeah? Big food source as well. Big food source.
That's really cool.
But young lady, with that shell that you picked up earlier, this is that snail that it comes from, yeah? So that's that big mangrove snail just in there. And these ones, part of our food source as well, and they will stay just above high tide mark. So yeah, when we want to collect them, come swim to the mangroves while we're swimming and just pick them straight off the trees. Yeah. But like I was saying, with this root system just in here, again, very hardy root system. I could walk out nearly 20 meters on the other side and I won't even get my feet wet. So that's a live cockle shell as well. Yeah. A real good big food source, that one. Yeah.
Very popular.
Yep. So, just in there, young lady, just in there, that's fresh water. Yeah, that's fresh water that's coming straight out of the rocks. All of this stuff that you see here, that's all salt water. Yeah, it's just in there, it's where that fresh water is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah? Usually, but like I was saying, guys, in the Dampier Peninsula, no standing water. So all of our water sources dotted all along the coastline, mate. Pretty much all along the coastline. So how a lot of the indigenous men would have found our water sources would have been just watching all of those land animals. You know, your wallabies, your cockatoos, kangaroos. If you see them down to the water's edge along the beach, now you know what they're coming down for. They always gonna lead you to fresh water. Probably gonna filter them out twice, I think. Filter them out twice, then all good to drink, because this is that same fresh water that we're drinking out of our taps here at Cygnet Bay.
Wow.
This is that water source that we tapped into. Yeah?
Yeah, it's actually pretty fresh.
Yeah. So again, man, that little slight salt intake that you're having there as well, pretty much like your electrolytes. Yeah, when you have electrolytes, you got to have that salt intake there as well. Yeah. So that's your natural electrolytes, man. Yeah.
Thanks for the sauce.
Yeah.
I like it.
There are 4 skin groups within every language speaking group. Yeah. Let's just call this one 1, 2, 3, 4. But my skin group comes from your mother. So I sit here at number 3. Yeah. And I will always sit there. So no matter where I go across Greater Australia, I've pretty much traveled across Greater Australia, every capital city, been Central Desert. First thing elders ask where you come from. Yeah. Then they will do this little cross for you and ask you where you sit, where your skin group. Yeah. I'll tell them I'm number 3. They will then look around. They'll find other number 3s. See those old people over there? That's your aunties, your uncles, your grandmother, your grandfather.
Wow.
I am no blood relation to them, but by law, they have to look after me.
That's like a caste system.
So like that caste system, and mate, what it stopped? It was stopping that marriage too close. Yeah. So I can't marry anyone within number 3. Yeah. This is where my sisters, my mother, and my grandmother sit. Yeah. I can't marry anyone at number 1 or 2. I got family up there. I can only marry number 4. Yeah. So now I married number 4. Our kids automatically become 1 or 2. So whenever I travel, first thing I ask when I meet young women, what skin group you come from? You know, she tell me she number 3. Sorry, sis, you buying your own drinks tonight. Yeah. When we out collecting honey, they would run to the Melaleuca trees and they're looking for that little entrance. Then they're gonna put their ears up against it, and yeah, or not, pretty much very same to that one, yeah. And they're gonna hear that buzzing like you just did, and they'll go crazy. Chop this one down. He got heaps of honey in here. Yeah. But we don't want to do that no more, so they come up with this little box system just in here. Yeah. Because in Greater Australia, there is over 1,500 different species of native stingless bee.
Wow.
So all stingless bee. Yeah. So Again, can you hear him in there? I'm gonna give you a look at what they look like, yeah? And remember, they can't hurt you. They can't hurt you. All stingless bees, yeah? See that one just in there? So see the two larger eggs that you see just in there? Those are the virgin queens, yeah? So if I wanted to start a new colony, I would grab that large egg just in there, chuck him in another box, grab a few of his workers, a bit of honey, a bit of pollen, and he will start a brand new colony.
So these are all eggs?
So these are all eggs, and once those two are born, the queen in here will send them off to start a new colony. That's the wax that the people that make the didgeridoo. That's what they would use as the mouthpiece. Yeah. So they'll use that.
Really good.
They'll use that. So that's the wax, mate. That's what they use as the mouthpiece. Yeah. Mate, get this one. And have a taste. I'm gonna show you guys that one as well. I was saying everything that happened throughout the generations, because there is no rock art, we had to carve it in that mother of pearl shell. Yeah? So that's the first car and plane they ever saw.
Oh, wow.
Yeah? So they had to carve that one on that mother of pearl shell. Yeah?
By memory, that's really good.
Yep.
Wow, we are at the front of the shop front for Cygnet Pearls.
It's in Broome.
It's in Broome. It's on the main street like Chinatown. So if you haven't been to Broome before, this is sort of, I don't know.
The tourist precinct, I guess you call it.
Yeah, where most of all your touristy stuff is going to be.
Yep.
So yeah, behind us you can see the Cygnet Pearls shop. So this is more the outlet. Come down, have a look at some pearls. They got the really big one down here too, which I'm curious to see because I haven't seen it yet.
22 mil.
22 mil. It's like the biggest pearl in the world.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And it's here in Broome. It's full on. But we've got something special happening today. So if you've watched the episode, you know that we've got a couple of pearls from the actual pearl farm itself, which is really exciting. But we're getting something special done with them. So it's cool to have it in a way that we can sort of keep them on us and I don't know, utilise them for some time to come. So yeah, we're going to go inside and show you what we've done with them.
So as you saw in the pearl tour, this is that really big one, 22 centimetres, 22 millimetres.
22.24 millimetres.
22.24 millimetres. That is the biggest pearl.
It's actually the largest, round, finest quality pearl.
Really, it's amazing. And actually, I did the pearl appreciation course.
Yep.
And it is like stunning, isn't it?
It is perfect, isn't
It's
it?
an A1.
Like for it to be that big and that perfect.
That as necklace, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's
so if
insane.
you come to Broome, you can come and check this out for yourself. It's in the storefront. It's stunning.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for letting us have a look at it.
No problem, our pleasure.
We mentioned it in one of the tours as well about how they have the oyster cleaning machines. They say it's like a big dishwasher. So this is one of those. It's pretty cool.
It's literally like a pizza oven, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. I'm going to see
It's the salt water from top and bottom that just, blast all the soft stuff off it.
So you go blasted with high pressure salt water to blast off fouling, off weeds, etc. And then barnacles are chipped off manually.
This is it's the biggest job in the pearling farm. That's really cool. They got
I love that they've got
real ones here.
So you can see him, he's like ventilating or doing whatever you would call that right now.
Yeah. So they're all creating pearls right this second.
Maybe you're able to pay for like a pearl experience.
You know what's really funny?
What?
Just look down to your left. The filter.
Oh, no way. That's so cool.
I don't know if anybody knows, but when we were at home before we left, we had a massive, big 6-foot bloody fishing tank.
It's in our
fish
very
tank.
first episode, say when we moved out of the house.
Yeah, like way back in the beginning. And because our fish tank was so big, we had to have a really big filter system on
And
it.
that's exactly the same.
That is the identical one that we had in our fish tank, and they're using it here for their pearls.
for the oysters. How
So
cool is that?
I thought that was really funny.
That's funny.
It's like black and white, now one's like orange and black.
Is that because they're a different breed, I wonder? Or is
Yeah,
it
I
male
don't
and
know.
female? Or
I've never really noticed that.
they're cool.
It is really cool. So this is all inside the shop here in Darwin. So even if you hadn't been on a tour or up to Cygnet, you can still get a real good feel for what's actually here. And what it's all about, what they do with all the shells, just some really helpful information. Because you do get a lot of this stuff up at Cygnet with all the tours and stuff, but it's really cool to be up there to do it because you actually get first-hand sort of experience out on the water, seeing where the pearls actually get farmed. It's just, yeah, it's really cool.
Old people are gone now. You used to get cuts before marrying, cuts before singing at ceremonies. This Ridgie is 9 boys and their cuts.
So, I think you've probably worked out what it is now. So we had 2 pearls. We've got one that's gone onto an anklet, and we've got another one that's going to be going on as a chain. But we've got to find...
Replacing this that I've worn forever.
Yeah. So it's pretty special to be on a necklace for her because she loves wearing them for years and years. So
Yeah.
it's a big moment. But we've got to find a good chain that can go on top of that now. So
this is only plated gold, so I don't really want to mix it with the real gold, that's why.
Yeah. So we'll get a decent chain to go with the pearl and then we'll be well and truly set. But how cool is that? We've got an anklet and a necklace from a place that we've travelled, we've filmed, we've shown. And
We saw them come out of the shells.
Yeah, like we'd actually seen it harvest. We were there and watched it. So yeah, it's really cool to sort of have that as a part of us now and our travels. And if you guys ever catch up with us or meet us, we're happy to like chat about it, talk about it, but you can actually see it in person as well. So that's really cool. We head south and pop into Cape Cauldron, where the wind is next level, before continuing to the famous 80 Mile Beach. We show you the parks and facilities and of course explore the kilometres of beach, shells and sand. This place is really as good as they all say it is.